Hi everybody, welcome back. So I have finished this AMT 1940 Ford Sedan, and I'm going to say that it was a pretty good kit to put together to begin with. I made some mistakes, and I'll go over those in a minute or two with you. And I also had some fit issues towards the end, which kind of really annoyed me. And it was probably me and not the kit, but to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. So here it is. I also did attempt for the first time to do wet sanding. And for the most part, I think that went okay. I'll show you some places where I think I missed on a few things, but I was also trying to be very careful about not hitting ridges and things like that based on what other people had suggested. So let me stop this little turntable and I'll show you some of the things that I did wrong and some of the places where I had stuff go wrong. So, first things first. Building a kit was actually a lot of fun. Okay, it had an enjoyable experience for the most part with this, except for these couple of items. And I'm sure, as you could see, as it was going around, when I attempted to put the windows in, the glue I used seeped onto the windows, creating this frosty effect here, which by the moment I noticed it, it was too late and already hardened, so I couldn't get rid of it. So there's that. Second issue I had was with the hood. So you can see here by these two white marks here, there was two tabs that stuck out of the back end of the hood that were supposed to fit. Hold on, let me grab my little pointing stick. Oops. That were supposed to fit into here and here. But they didn't. They were actually too large, and they did not fit into those slots at all. So there's that. So I ended up having to cut those tabs off because I couldn't shape them enough to get them into the correct position. And since I have the hood off, I'll just show you what the engine bay looks like. That actually turned out pretty well. Although once I finally got this in, I realized that the radiator was a little crooked, so I'm not sure why that happened. But the grill went on okay. The other fit issue that I had, as you can see, sorry, I keep hitting the camera here. You see here, there's a gap. There's also a gap down here, and there's a gap along in here. I couldn't get the body. So there's the chassis, then there's this part of the body, or part of the chassis, which was a separate piece, and then the body itself. Well, I couldn't get this to line up with this. In fact, it was so bad. I mean, there was a good space in between here, like enough that you could actually see through to the interior of the car, or the well that holds the interior. You could see all the way through it. It took a lot of patience and time to figure out what was holding this up, and I have no idea, because the interior fit perfectly. It slid right into where it was supposed to, and everything else was sitting where it was. but I couldn't figure out what was holding this up and why I couldn't get it. The only thing I could see was this area here was too tight, and the corner down here was holding it up, but that didn't seem to be the issue either. As you can see, I kind of had to clip away a little bit just to see if I could get this to fit, and it didn't. You can see it a little bit more. This side wasn't nearly as bad. It went together better. Okay. You can see there's still a little bit of a gap here. The other issue I had was with the tires and the wheels, or the rims for the tires. They didn't fit snugly. They were very, very loose. And there was a lot of play between the tire and the rim, and they don't match up really well, which I thought was kind of weird, because the mag wheels that came with this as the dragster fit fine. It was just these street wheels where this extra rim didn't fit properly. And I thought that was kind of strange. The other problem I had, and again, just lack of experience, was getting these bumpers on. It was a pain in the ass. Took several tries to get this one and the back one on so that it would fit. So I think the wet sanding went pretty well. I think the finish turned out okay, except for areas where, like over here. But I really tried to avoid some of these spots in here because I didn't want to rub away too much from the edge. So there's that. You can really see it's even more defined on this side here. The hood, because if you remember when I did this earlier, there was a lot, when I sprayed the first coat of clear on it, it bubbled. Well, the bubbles are gone, so that definitely worked. But even when I went and I did the rest of it, it seems like there was something odd going on here, because I did put wax and stuff on the car and all that kind of stuff, but I think I might have gone a little bit too deep the first time, because I did the hood first. And I may have rubbed a little bit too long with sandpaper the first time, which is why it kind of looks like this. You can see here, I avoided this kind of area. So there's that. So not too bad, not great. It's only been, the second car I've done in I don't know how many years, since I was 10 or 11 or something. There's that. This set came with an extra engine, so you could do a dragster or custom. So I just put the engine together, and I'm going to put this in the spares box in case I ever come up with, ever decide to use it for something. And I just wanted to show you, these are the mags that came with it. And these fit really, really well. The rims fit inside the tires really well. But the rims on the regular street wheels didn't. Tires. So anyway, there's that. I do want to say I haven't been posting much in the way of miniatures, painting miniatures lately. I've just kind of been a little burnt out on painting miniatures. So I apologize for not doing anything lately miniature wise. I have stuff on my desk that I want to paint and everything, and I just haven't wanted to do it. And sometimes I go through go through periods of kind of like, "Meh, I just don't feel like painting it right now." So the building the model cars has been a nice distraction. It's been a learning experience for me, so I've been enjoying that part of it, and I do have a couple other cars that I'm going to attempt to build and keep learning that process. I also have a couple of tanks that I want to do too, but I'll get back to painting miniatures. Having said all of that, let me move this real quick so I don't knock this over. Today, I'm actually going to be playing my first miniature game in a while, probably in the last year and a half or so, I guess. But I'm going to my friend Sean's house today, and we're going to be playing Gunslinger's Paradise by God's Eye Games. So I'm looking forward to trying this set of rules out. He's got all the miniatures and buildings. I'm bringing the rules, and we're going to give it a go. So I'll take some photos and stuff like that, and I'll do a little report on how I felt this went. So that's all I have. I hope everybody's doing well. To everybody around the world, I really hope everybody is doing really, really well, especially since the COVID virus seems to have kicked back up again. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy. And I hope you're all doing really well. I have been trying to keep up with videos and stuff like that and commenting as much as I can. If you do like this video, please hit the little thumbs up, comment, suggest it to others. Again, I do apologize for the lack of miniature painting. Again, I just haven't felt like it. So the car, or building the cars, has been a nice little distraction for me and something to do. So again, everybody, hope you're all well. Talk to you all soon. Bye.